guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be discussing the Bitcoin markets because there are quite a few different technical and on-chain reasons why I believe that Bitcoin's rally is in absolute danger right now. Bitcoin has been in a massive rally over the last 4 weeks or so, and Cardano, in that same time, has rallied from $1 to $3, but this market is very much in danger of a big correction right now. We're going to be talking about all of that and more in today's video. We've got a ton of technicals, bullish and bearish, that we need to go over. We got a bunch of on-chain metrics, and also we need to talk about Bitcoin options expiries coming up in the next couple of days. There's quite a bit to go over in today's video, and we have a very special announcement, which I cannot wait to jump into. Before I introduce Tim, I do apologize for the little bit of a mess up with the stream. YouTube had us live, and for some reason, the stream got taken down by YouTube, but we're here. We're good. I don't know what happened. It was just a glitch. Tim, I'm joined as always by you. How you doing, Tim?
I'm doing good. I know we need to kill some time though to get some more people in here. So
you're right.
Today is brought to you again by Celsius Watermelon. It's very delicious. I just opened it up.
I'm still more of a Fahrenheit kind of guy, but that's okay. Smay, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, guys. Look at this hat I got. I just got it from all the way from Australia. Shout out to Aussie Todd.
Who else wears that hat or wore that hat?
Oh, guys. This is Steve Irwin's hat, guys. Ooh. Not this exact one, but this is actually the type of hat that Steve Irwin used to wear on his adventures, if you guys used to watch his show. So I'm very happy to have this. Very exciting. It's something I've wanted for a long time, so I'm very happy.
Pretty awesome. Well, guys, we got a great show lined up for you. I can't wait to jump into it. Tim, we've got a ton that we're going to talk about with Bitcoin today. What is your message to the audience, even before we begin?
Don't.
Don't?
Don't
what?
We're just going to leave it open-ended right there.
Don't what?
We'll fill out the rest of the sentence later.
Wait.
Okay.
But the rest of the show is brought to you by the word don't.
Smay,
hold on.
What do you
Let me just say, I need to say something, though. Guys, this is not my fault. What happened on the intro is not my fault.
It's Smay's fault.
It's literally not my fault.
It was probably my fault.
It's literally not my fault.
It was probably my fault. I was messing around.
No, it was not my fault. Maybe that is what happened.
I think this is YouTube's fault.
Yeah, this is YouTube's fault.
Yeah, this is YouTube's fault, guys.
This is all on you.
Literally, I just want to, hold on. I need to walk them through this. I need to clear my name here. I'm sitting here, guys. I'm literally sitting here, counting down. It's live, and then all of a sudden, because I have my YouTube on my phone here so I can see the chat. It just disappears. And I'm like, well, what? And then I look right here. Not live anymore. And I'm like, whoa, what the heck? So
there's a good question for you in chat before we jump in, Smay. Yeah. Somebody says, JMK says, Smay, how's the training going for the boxing match?
It's been slow, but guys, I've been counting my calories. I've been making sure that I've been eating a little bit better. So I'm kind of easing into it. You know, I'm easing into it, but it's about to get serious.
You're taking this so seriously, in fact, that you moved in right next to Tim so you could spy on him and see what his training routine was.
He definitely was trying to get an upward momentum in side to the fight.
Also I have a bunch of weight equipment because I used to play basketball, so I used to be very active. I'm not as much anymore, and that's how I got to here. But I have all that stuff in my house and I just moved, so I'm bringing that all over now this weekend. So it's gonna get serious, guys. It's gonna get serious.
Cool beans. Well, guys, let's go ahead and jump into some Bitcoin technical analysis. I know you guys are ready for it. Looking here on my screen, the last week and a half for Bitcoin has not been quite as bullish as we had seen starting here in the later part of July. In a span of 33 days, of course, we rallied 70%. You guys already know that, but the last several days have not been so bullish. In fact, Bitcoin attempted to break above $50,000, and it categorically failed. A lot of people were hoping that Bitcoin would be able to break $50,000 and hold it. Unfortunately, that simply did not happen. Bitcoin got above $50,000 for a brief time, and within 24 hours of breaking it, we were back below it. Ever since then, we've been in a downtrend. Now, something very important to note is that, yes, Bitcoin is technically in a medium-term uptrend. What do I mean by that? Well, we have higher highs that you can see right here, 4 of them to be precise, and higher lows that you can see right here. In fact, yesterday we talked about how Bitcoin was bouncing off of the 104-hourly simple moving average. Currently, we're sitting just above it. We tested it last night, but we're still above it, so that's a good sign. You can even see in history right here where Bitcoin would come down and almost weight down the 100 moving average, but eventually it would bounce off of it. It is a very powerful level of support. However, this downtrend that Bitcoin has been in for the last 3 days, with the downtrending with a lower high right here, a lower high right here, and a lower high right here, as well as 3 lower lows right here, is definitely indicative that we are in the beginnings of a downtrend. And the question on the table now is, does that continue? Are we going to continue to reject from $50,000, or are we going to bounce relatively soon and bounce and rally above $50,000? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's live stream, because there are quite a bit of technicals and on-chain metrics and fundamental analysis that are weighing in on just that topic. Looking out on the daily chart, I want to start with some candlestick analysis. Guys, something called Japanese candlestick analysis is very important for technical analysis. In fact, most of technical analysis actually harkens all the way back to original Japanese candlestick analysis. You might not know this, but these candlesticks that we look at every single day come from Japan, when the Japanese would look at grain prices back in the 1800s. Japanese candlestick analysis is looking at how these candlesticks form and looking at different formations from the candlesticks to ascertain certain information about what Bitcoin, well, not Bitcoin, but what grain at the time is doing, and we can apply the same thing to Bitcoin now. A good example of Japanese candlestick analysis in play is what I call the red, green, red formation that you can see right here. The last 3 days, we have seen a red candlestick on the 24th of August, a green candlestick yesterday on the 25th of August, and today we've seen another red candlestick on the 26th of August. This is what is, let's look at the first 2 candlesticks right here. These first 2 candlesticks are what is known as a non-engulfing bearish candlestick. Why is that? Engulfing just means bigger than when we're talking about candlestick analysis. Non-engulfing means not bigger than. We're referring to the green candlestick not being bigger than or not engulfing the red candlestick. So it's a non-engulfing bearish, because whenever you see a non-engulfing candlestick pattern with a green not engulfing a red, that is bearish. So we're looking at a non-engulfing bearish candlestick pattern. That is the very beginning of this. Now, what comes next with the next 2 candlesticks, this green and then this red, is what is known as a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. Why is that? Because the red candlestick is bigger than the green candlestick. It's engulfing because the red candlestick is bigger. So we're seeing a non-engulfing bearish candlestick followed by an engulfing bearish candlestick. These two together create what I just call an RGR, a red, green, red candlestick. A lot of times these will show up somewhere in the middle of a downtrend, and every so often they will actually start a downtrend. In fact, I can give you another example of where this happened. If we look back to April of this year, right around tax day, we saw a red-green candlestick, a non-engulfing bearish candlestick, formation formed, and then we saw another red candlestick that engulfed the one before it. So we saw a red, green, red formation at the very top. It ended up being the beginning of something quite a bit bigger. We see these show up all over the place. In fact, we saw a formation like this on the 10th to the 12th of May, where we saw red, green, red, and Bitcoin corrected from there. Now, looking today, we're seeing the exact same thing. This is just the first of many different formations we're going to look at, but it is important. A couple of things I also want to show you here on the daily chart have to do with the RSI and the MACD. Now, we've talked about the RSI and the MACD quite a bit recently, but one thing we haven't given quite enough emphasis is the fact that there is some very long-term and major, I'm talking major, bearish RSI divergence right now. Notice Bitcoin set a high here on the last day of July. We've set 4 highs, and those have all been continuously to the upside. However, looking at the RSI, in that same time, every time we hit a high, it has been a lower high, and the RSI has been trending to the downside. This is what is known as bearish RSI divergence. It's RSI because it's using the RSI. It's divergence because these two trend lines are divergent. They are diverging from each other. They are moving apart. We're seeing an uptrend on the highs and a downtrend on the highs on the RSI, and it's bearish because whenever we see this chart formation show up, this is almost always an extremely bearish signal for the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency market. So looking back on history, almost every single time you see RSI divergence, it is generally speaking a very bearish sign. So there are some bullish signs, don't get me wrong, we're going to get to those in a second, but I want to prep you guys because this might not be the most bullish show except for the very end when we wrap it all up into a nice neat bow and we explain how we can use the things that we are learning today to our own advantage so that we can make more money trading and profiting in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets. Tim, we got a lot more TA to go over, but what do you think is going to happen over the next couple of weeks? Do you think there's a downtrend coming based on this, or do we just need to look into it more?
Yeah. So I know you're about to talk about more. Just so people know, because I think you just left off when you shifted to me about the RSI bearish divergence. However, on the exact same chart, meaning the daily chart, we are also seeing right behind that bearish RSI divergence, we're seeing bullish RSI divergence form as well. So this is one of those things of, hey, we're going to see it move one way and then reverse. And then what we are seeing first develop is the bearish, and the latter coming behind it is the bullish, which is a normal thing in technical analysis to see an up-down movement. However, I told you in the beginning, the word of the day for this show is don't. And what I mean by here is don't just freak out and sell because you are seeing a bearish sign.
Mm-hmm.
As we've seen over and over and over and over and over again over the last couple of weeks, is a lot of times we see these married indicators that one says bullish and one says bearish. And it causes us to not make a decision. I'm also saying don't say, oh, this is the moment, let me go ahead and buy. Yesterday we said I'm waiting for a buying opportunity. I actually don't believe that Bitcoin has hit the buying opportunity that I was talking about.
I agree.
So I know people saw that little bounce yesterday. I think we bounced, back up to 49,000?
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant surprise, but we did not get down to what I thought was that buying opportunity. I think that buying opportunity is sitting a lot closer to 46,000, maybe even pressing a little bit below it to 45. That's that buying opportunity. But still, don't FOMO in or FUD out right now just because you see one bearish indicator and one bullish indicator. We got to dive in a lot deeper into this because there's a lot more than just what you can see on the surface.
Absolutely. I think that's some great pieces of advice or tips, maybe I should say, because we're not financial advisors and neither of us are giving you financial advice. But Tim is absolutely right. If we look at the chart here, this is one of the actual bullish things that we want to talk about. There is bearish RSI divergence, but there's also bullish RSI divergence. Notice we have higher lows on Bitcoin's chart, but we also have higher lows on the RSI. In fact, it's not higher lows, excuse me. It's slightly lower lows on the daily chart RSI. And in fact, RSI is what looks to be flagging out. Now, you don't typically see a flag show up on RSI, but when you do, it normally means the same thing that it means on the chart. You move in the same direction out of it that you moved into it. So based on all of that, two things. Number one, whenever you hear somebody point out one piece of technical analysis like bearish RSI divergence, like I just did, and you don't get all of the information, pause and make sure you do get all of the information. That's why we try very hard here at the Crypto Jeb channel and here on Coffee and Crypto Live at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 5 days a week, to make sure we give you both sides of the argument, because it's very easy to give you one or the other and then confuse you, and you can end up making a very bad trade. So we want to give you a balanced perspective on the market, and there are bullish factors playing into Bitcoin right now, and that RSI is one of them. Let's go ahead and run through a couple more technicals. One of the things I also want to point out is that Bitcoin is currently sitting right above the 20 daily exponential moving average. In fact, we have been for the last three corrections. The 20 daily EMA follows the 100 4-hourly SMA very closely, and both of those levels are providing support for us right now at roughly $46,200, meaning that Bitcoin has a chance to hold $46,200. Will it, is the question. Another thing to point out here is that volume has been steadily decreasing ever since the beginning of the month, which is most certainly not a bullish factor. But if we take a look at our Lux algo, we can see that we are still in a buy signal. We have not seen a sell signal just yet, so that is definitely encouraging for anybody who is involved in Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look at our VPVR, because if Bitcoin does have a bit of a correction, then we're going to want to know where we're going to be caught. We want to figure out where that support is. The interesting thing about VPVR right now is that there's actually not much support beneath us. In between $42,000 and $45,000, the VPVR is very, very it doesn't have a lot of support for us because there's not been a lot of trading over here. Remember, the VPVR measures how much trading happened at a certain price. VPVR maximum, which is this red line right here, that's the highest level on the entire VPVR. VPVR stands for volume profile of visible range. Visible range means it's just taking into account all the data that is visible on the chart. Volume profile means that it is a profile that is showing us how much trading volume happened at a certain price. That's what VPVR is. I can go into more detail, but that's the TLDR. Right here, our volume profile visible range maximum is at 33,900, but the volume profile visible range minimum, if you will, there's really no minimum because the minimum is zero, but the minimum in this area is sitting at $42,000, but it sharply increases between $40,000 and $42,000. So The question is, if Bitcoin breaks to the downside here, below the 20 daily exponential moving average, below the 100 4-hourly simple moving average, where do we go? More than likely, probably around $41,000 to $42,000. That is what the support zone looks like right now. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this right here, and let's see if we can find any other technicals that will back up that hypothesis. Now, again, we're not necessarily saying that it's going to go here. We're going to get to where we think it's going at the end of the stream, but this is a support zone that we have identified between 41,000 and 42,000, and we've identified that based off of the fact that the VPVR starts to pick up right below that region, and also because we have previous all-time high sitting at 42,000 and a previous local high sitting at $41,500 in mid-June and early January, respectively. So let's go to full screen really quickly. Let's discuss all of this. There are more technicals that we want to dive into, and we also have to get to on-chain and fundamentals. One of the other things that I want to bring to your attention, guys, is that Bitcoin failed to break above $50,000. We rallied to $50,000, and I mentioned this briefly earlier on in the stream, but I think it's important that I mention it again. We stayed above $50,000 for 16 hours, and we didn't double top up there, indicating that the bulls were strong enough to test the resistance twice. We didn't triple top up there, indicating that the bulls were actually very strong and really knocking heavily on that resistance. No, instead what we did is we hit $50,000 and we very quickly went into a major correction, and we're down 10% from there. So about 3% from there. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is, how strong is Bitcoin right now if it wasn't able to break through $50,000? There is concern right now about the sentiment in the cryptocurrency space that a lot of people might be taking profits right now, and that people might not be expecting Bitcoin to go back to all-time high just yet, but instead they're taking profits from the 70% rally that Bitcoin just saw. And also, I'll leave it on this, then we're going to discuss with chat, and I want to hear Tim's take, that Cardano has rallied almost 200%. It's in a correction now, but it rallying so far definitely dragged the entire cryptocurrency market to the upside. But two things. Number one, it pulled fuel from the fire of Bitcoin and Ethereum and smothered them. And then two, after it hit its all-time high at $3 almost, and it starts going into a downtrend, then that colors the entire market, because Cardano took control of the entire market, rallied very quickly, and then when it stopped rallying, the rest of the cryptocurrency market seems to have followed suit. So two questions, Tim, I want to hear your take on. Number one, how big of an impact do you think Cardano's correction is having on the rest of the market? And two, do you think we're going to go down to that $42,000 region, or are we going to stay bottoming out around 46 where we are?
First thing with Cardano, I think that the excitement was a little too quick, right? As we said before, if you were making trades in Cardano, you probably made some great profit very quickly. Really nice. Even Greg in chat and one of the guys on this team, he made a lot of money really quick. The problem is it probably was a little bit too quick. And yes, it kind of drug the whole market of crypto behind it. However, was that necessarily the best thing for crypto? I don't want to say yes, but I want to say no. It was too quick though.
Yep, agreed.
So it coming back down is doing exactly what we called. I think what is it sitting at right now, 259. We've talked about for the last 2 days, Cardano probably at least needs to get back down to 250 even, if not maybe a little bit below that. Either way, I don't think that means the Cardano rally is over. I still think there's some momentum for Cardano to continue to the upside. It just did everything so quickly, so fast, which is a common thing with Cardano. As much as I love the project Cardano and I love the community of Cardano, one of the downsides is we see Cardano do that quite frequently, where they rally way too quick, followed by a pretty harsh crash that makes everyone say like, oh, what the heck happened? Like, I thought we were making money now. It's like, no, you guys just did it too quick.
Yep.
So the second half of that question, because I remember it, but
do you think we're going to bottom out around $46,000 on Bitcoin, or do you think the bottom's lower?
Got you. So this is a technical analysis answer, and people hate this answer, but it's the true answer. I think we will. If we don't, though, there will be a drop all the way down to 42. There are other analysts, and I don't think that they're necessarily correct.
So you're saying you think we will hold 46?
I think we will hold 46. I think if you look at the VPVR, you look at the levels of support, there's a lot of strength right there. And I know you're going to talk about some on-chain analysis. You haven't talked about any on-chain analysis yet. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I think there's a strong level of support at 46. Let's say it goes below 46. I think still 45.5, somewhere in that region. I would say if it gets below 45 is when I'd say, all right, guys, it's going to go all the way down to 42. There are analysts out there, and I put this article in the planning document just so you know, the analyst named Capo, I don't know which one he calls himself. He thinks we're going to go all the way down to 38 before we resume a bull run. And you're going to see his chart. He thinks there's going to be a dead cat bounce at 38 before we resume the bull run and we hit new all-time highs, yada, yada, yada. I don't agree with him. I don't think we're going all the way down to 38. But just so you guys know, even the more pessimistic people like Capo still believes by the end of the year we're hitting new all-time highs. He just thinks we have to drop a lot lower than we actually do.
Yep.
Whereas I believe the bottom actually, I think that $40,000, $42,000 region is the bottom for Bitcoin. Barring a massive piece of fundamental news comes out about Bitcoin, that would change the game. But here's what I also, I said at the beginning, the word is don't for the rest of the stream. Don't freak out now just because we see a correction. Don't lose your mind now just because the price isn't doing what you asked it to do. At the end of the day, these corrections are completely 100% healthy. This is a part of the process of what makes Bitcoin great, and the price moving up, up, up and allowing us to change our financial wealth. Even what we're about to see, I think the news that you could say it could easily be a scary piece of news, a scary piece of, oh no, what are people doing with the money? We're going to talk about it, but it's not a reason for people to just say, all right, Bitcoin obviously now is screwed. Let me go ahead and get out and take my profits now.
Yeah.
We're moving to the upside. The question is, what stops do we have to make along the way?
Exactly. I absolutely agree with you, Tim. I think that if we pull back below $46,000, then we're definitely, we're more than likely, I should say, going to be going back to that $42,000 region, 41, 42. And I actually want to show the analyst that you were talking about really quickly. Shout out to Capo, C-A-P-O, over on Twitter. He has this chart right here, and I actually got to agree with his chart. If you look at this, what he is predicting is that Bitcoin is going to pull back down into this zone. He's expecting it's going to go a little bit lower than I think it's going to, but I can see why. I want to give credit to that there is reason to believe that Bitcoin might go as low as he's talking about. When we say $41 to $42,000, we're basing it off of previous all-time highs and local highs. He is drawing his support a little bit lower than that, down in the very down here in the beginnings of the massive amount of VPVR support. So $38,000 to $42,000. I'm not going to give you an exact level. I think it would bounce a little bit higher than that. He thinks that it would bounce somewhere around 38 to 40. The personal opinion that I hold is that Bitcoin needs to correct. I think that the weak attack that we had on $50,000 did not show confidence in the bulls, and I think those bulls need a chance to sell and recuperate their investments by buying in lower and resetting their average entry price to something that is a little bit more sustainable. So I think that Bitcoin is more than likely going to have a small correction. I don't think we're going to break $50,000 in the next week or so. I think we're going to more than likely do what Capo is saying here, probably down to 38, 39, 40, 41, $42,000 region, probably around 40 to 41, maybe $42,000, and then bounce. I think what he is showing here makes a lot of sense. Where we pull back and bounce, we set a new higher high. Then we start stair-stepping to the upside, because as you can see in his chart right here, I'll basically just draw what he has on his chart. He's basically just saying we're going to do this. This is essentially what he's saying. Right now, we have higher lows and higher highs, but we actually don't have a long-term higher low. Right now, we just are in an uptrend. If we set a bottom over here between $37,000 and $42,000, that would set a longer-term higher low, and that would be very healthy for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market, allowing us to reset. So number one, not only do I think it is most likely that Bitcoin pulls back below $46,000, one thing I want to point out, there is a ton of convergent support at $46,000. We talked about this yesterday. There's the 20 daily EMA. There's a 100 4-hourly simple moving average. There's the Bollinger Bands, and there's also a lot of VPVR support. $46,000 is strong, and there is a good chance it holds. I personally think it's going to break, though. And if it does, it's more than likely going to go down into those very low 40s, and then we're going to bounce, and then we're going to rally. If you guys are enjoying today's stream, make sure to smash that like button. We've got 3,000 people watching, like 450 likes. I know we can get up over 1,000 likes here in the next couple of minutes. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. We go live 9:30 Eastern Standard Time every single weekday, and it's our mission here to bring you guys high quality and educational and informative content so that you can make the most profit here in cryptocurrency markets. We do that by giving you the bullish side and the bearish side on the topics that you want. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
I had one more point before we move on to the on-chain, and then it's may I have something to say. The other thing I was going to say was, and someone just said, Tim, stop saying that, but I'm going to keep saying it. Don't freak out because the sentiment today seems heavily bearish. 3 days ago, the sentiment was heavily bullish. A week ago, it was bearish. Then a week before that was bullish. We have quick turnarounds in the crypto market right now. That is something that I don't know why we as retail investors jump on the train that we saw that morning as if it's going to be the foreseeable future. Because again, 3 days ago, if you had watched any crypto analyst 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and then not watched this whole week, you would think this entire week was going to be amazing. You would think everything was going to be great. It's just today we wake up and there's a lot of new bearish indicators we weren't ready for.
Yep.
That can all tomorrow morning we could wake up and it's like, oh no, literally everything fundamentally and technically is back to being bullish.
Yep.
So I just want to preface that. That was another thing is let's not just get like almost bipolar and just freak out the littlest thing we see.
Absolutely, agreed with you. Because the long-term trend is very bullish, and we want to preface with that because it is very important that we keep that in mind because it's easy to lose your head with short-term technicals and fundamentals and forget the long-term. It's easy to not see the forest for the trees. With that in mind, guys, smash that like button. We very much appreciate all of the continued support here. Let's go ahead and read some super chats.
May had a thought.
May had a thought.
All right, guys. So at the beginning of the stream, I'll make this quick. At the beginning of the stream, somebody said they were like, "Oh, I can't believe that Smay ever played basketball." So I have evidence here, guys.
Oof.
You have a clip?
This is basketball player Smay.
Smay's a good basketball player. I played with him.
I was like, he can shoot. He can play.
He can
beat
shoot.
The horse.
Smay can play some horse.
Slow-mo.
Look at that guy.
Slow-mo, too.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy. That was
go,
the
Snake.
that was the beginning of
With the man
2019.
bun, too.
That
We
was
can
the
bring that
beginning of
back.
2019,
Old
guys.
school.
That was the fittest I ever was.
Yeah.
And since then I have never.
We're going back, Smith.
I've never
We're
reached
going
that,
back.
but
We're getting there.
I'm getting back, guys. This is what I have to look forward to,
Tim, you gotta
guys.
box him. It'll help him get in shape.
We're gonna
Well, we are
work
gonna
out.
box.
We're gonna work.
There you go.
I want to get back to where I can dunk.
With the
so
man
that's my
bun.
goal.
You could dunk at one point.
When I was 220 pounds in senior year of high school, I
You're
could dunk.
5'10".
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep.
Okay. Drop a like for Tim dunking. Tell
Yeah.
us if you would like
That's
to see
my
a
goal.
video of that. I'd love to see Tim dunk.
All right, let's do some super chats.
Let's do it.
Corey said, "Hey guys, hope this morning is treating you well. With corrections like these, it's hard for me to buy into the sentimentality of what Ben and BitBoy Crypto is saying. No disrespect to him whatsoever. Love both your channels. I don't even know what has Ben been saying.
I mean, Ben thinks that the bull market will be over at the end of September, I think.
That's
is what they're
sentiment. Okay,
saying.
gotcha. I didn't know if there was something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've said that publicly before.
Yeah, I
love
disagree with
Ben.
him. Love
just
Ben.
disagree with that
Disagree
take.
with that
yeah.
take.
Corey says, same guy. Corey says again, I'm in. It's his I'm regards. He might mean in regards. In regards to when he says the bull cycle. Oh, okay, he says right there, the bull cycle's ending.
Oh,
my bad, Corey. I should have read ahead.
Yeah, Corey.
You covered yourself. Sutton Special said, thoughts on Crypto Savvy's bearish outlook. Calls for a Wyckoff distribution with a 10 to 15,000 Bitcoin by end of year. Keep representing Christ's kingdom, fellas. Blessings.
Thank you. Blessings.
Yeah, thoughts on that. So I saw a couple of people say something like that in chat. I would have to fact check this, so I can't say this is for sure. Someone said he called the $64,000 top back in, April, and then he called the $30,000 bottom. So, first of all, in hindsight, a lot of people call a lot of different things.
I gotta weigh in on that one.
Yeah.
A lot of people, including ourselves, called $65,000 as
Yes.
the top, and Ben also called $42,000 as the bottom, and I said that it was going lower, so he didn't call the bottom perfectly. He called the top correctly.
And we called the bottom 25,
we did.
We were wrong
We
about
called
that.
it a little lower than it went.
Just because he was right about two predictions does not mean he's right about everything, first of all. Second of all, that is his opinion, which, as we know on this channel, and we try to give you our most honest and best opinion, it doesn't make it factual till it actually happens. So if we go down to 10,000, 15,000, good for Crypto Savvy, but that there's literally nothing right now that is saying that. Also, as far as, I need to do more research on Wyckoff distribution. I studied a lot of Wyckoff accumulation, so I called this little rally we've been in before.
You did.
I need to look more at distribution, but from the little bit I've researched it, I disagree with the fact that this is distribution yet. I don't think that when you study the little minute details of what Wyckoff's talking about, we have not hit that yet. We have not gotten to a place where the FOMO is just absolutely out of this world ridiculous, which is a lot of times when we're indicating that we're at a distribution phase, you're going to see article after article after article, just like what we saw back in March, April, and the beginning of May. It was just articles saying, "Oh, don't worry, guys, like Bitcoin is the greatest in the world." It's like, no, there's still a healthy balance of FUD right now for this to be the top of a Wyckoff distribution.
It's true.
So, that's the answer to that. Josh,
real quick, give us a 1 in chat if you'd like to see a Wyckoff, Tim taught Wyckoff course.
I feel like more than a course. I mean, I'll work on that. I feel like it's more like maybe I'll make a video. We have okay. there's something coming up cool.
Yes.
That we potentially have an opportunity to do a different type of teaching, in which case I could do it there. I don't know if I want to make a pre-recorded. There's just so many good teachers of that.
Well, let's figure it out. Just give us a 1 if you would like that. Give us a 1 if you'd like it.
Josh Scipio, I think is how it's pronounced, said, "Hey guys, you are awesome. Love the no BS approach. Question: when Bitcoin hits 100,000, do you think it will come back down to these levels, only up from there? Question mark.
I think it's going to have a big, well, that's a hard one because when we hit $20,000, which was the previous all-time high, we blasted straight through it. Yeah. I think we're probably going to blast straight through 65 once we get up there. If we hit 100K, I think that's going to be a top, though. In the same way $20,000 was a top, we're probably going to rally really quick. Here's the thing you got to realize about support and resistance. This is a more high-level concept. Resistance acts like a magnet. When there's hype, resistance acts like a magnet, and the market, the faster you get to the closer you get to a magnet, the faster you move towards the magnet. The closer you get to a gravity well in space, the quicker you move towards it because it's exerting more force on you because, well, you're closer. $100,000 is a very, very, very strong magnet, and once we get up to like $80,000, the hype is going to take over, and we're going to shoot straight up to it more than likely. However, because we're probably going to shoot straight up to it, we're probably also going to crash because after we get up there, everybody's going to sell. So I think we're probably going to get to 100K. But
no, yeah, I even more so answering the other part of that, will it come back down to the current levels? Yeah, I actually think long term out after we've hit a high, I think we will potentially come back down to these levels, which is why 40? Yeah, I think anything you can buy right now between 40 and 50 is a great buying opportunity long term.
Yeah.
Because they'll have a top and then we're going to come right back down to these levels. I don't think if you were into a deficit, it would not be by very much at all. Yeah. If you buy like 80, 90, 100,000, that's when you're going to have a massive deficit that you just need to hodl through because we're eventually going to top that again too. Yeah. It's just I really love the buying opportunity right now between 40 and 50 because I think that somewhere, I don't know where exactly because I'm not yet really good at seeing that far out, but I think somewhere between this $40,000 to $50,000 range is the bottom
for the coming bear market.
Next
bear market.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it would make sense. We saw Bitcoin rally to $20,000 and it corrected to $6,000 and eventually $3,000. So it's definitely possible. It's definitely
moving
possible.
on with super chats. Amadius Haladon. I didn't know you could put an H and an L next to each other.
My favorite part of the show is Tim trying to pronounce names.
Yeah.
Haladon.
Well, as a wise turtle man once said, don't be a weenie. Don't be a weenie boy. Sage wisdom's turtle man. Sage wisdom.
I think it's Amadeus, like Wolfgang
Amadeus. But how would you
Haladun?
Maybe the H is silent. It's just Ladun.
Ladun. Oh, it might be Ladun.
I guess I need to repeat it for the people then, guys. Don't be a weenie boy.
Don't be a weenie boy. You're here first.
Duplexed FM said, told you about Sportmon Go a few months ago. NFTs and sport betting. They are main sponsor for the show Fight Sunday. 2 million pay-per-views, $100 million reach. Yeah, good tip then, Duplexed.
Cool.
That's yeah. I haven't gotten to do too much research on it, but I'll do more because anything that has to do with sports, obviously, I love. Ivan Cortez says, any thoughts on Mask Network?
Nope.
No.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. The lower time frames said stay.
I think you meant SMAY.
Okay, well, I'm just reading it. Stay, you motivate me. So, SMAY, you motivate me. Gonna hit the gym and get back into shape.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
We'll do it together.
Do it together. Drop a 7 in chat if you like to work out with SMAY. Guys, we got some more fundamentals that we want to go ahead and move into, so I'm going to jump really quickly into them. The very first thing we need to talk about is a $2 billion options expiry. This has become a part of the show. Every single month as we entered the last week of the month, we have to talk about options contracts because they always end up being a very important part of the narrative. Bitcoin is again experiencing moderate price turbulence while heading into monthly options expiration. The cryptocurrency is trading at $47,000, as you know. We are seeing a typical pre-expiry price volatility, said Philip, CEO at XBTO Group. The market generally rebounds after monthly settlement. A total of 42,500 option contracts worth nearly $2 billion are set to expire on Friday, according to data provided by Skew. The dominant crypto options exchange Deribit will settle the majority of the open interest at 8 UTC. Data since January shows Bitcoin tends to move towards the max pain point in the lead up to the expiration and sees a directional move in the days after the settlement, just meaning that it moves towards the max pain point, and then after that it has a pretty straightforward move. It might be a move very clearly to the upside or move very clearly to the downside, but you typically see a very clear move after that expiry. In traditional market theory, this behavior results from option sellers, mostly institutions, manipulating the spot market to push prices closer to the strike price, at which the highest number of open options contracts expire worthlessly, yielding maximum losses or maximum pains for option buyers and minimizing losses for sellers. History seems to be repeating itself, as the max pain point for Friday's monthly expiration is $44,000. So, if we started moving towards $44,000 as a result of these options contracts expiring in the next few days, then that is obviously going to have a big impact on the technical landscape for Bitcoin, and that would potentially be one of the things that could cause Bitcoin to pull back below that critical level of convergent support at $46,000. And if we pull back down to $44,000 because of a $2 billion options expiry, it would probably make sense to go a little bit lower than that, down to our $42,000 region, because if you look here at $44,000, there is next to no support at 44,000 other than a bottom here on March the 1st. If we start heading towards 44, we're probably going down to 41 or 42 and maybe even a little bit lower. So Tim, we see options expire every single month. At the end of the month, there's always a big run for the news about them. Everybody wants to know what they are going to do and how they're going to affect the market. How do you think this might affect the market?
What day did it say it expired?
I believe it expires on this Friday.
This Friday? That's tomorrow.
It should be tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so it goes back to what we said. We're either going to stay above that 45.5, close to $46,000 level, or we're going to fall down to 42. You know, I'm hoping it doesn't do it quickly, and I hope we stay above that. Either way, though, the good news is I think we have strong level of support at 42, even though that is below that expiry date. It's not crazily below. I don't think, because we've seen in the past where we don't get to the expiry date, and because of that, it's a massive crash because of it. I don't think this time, if we don't make it to 44, if we're not above 44, I don't think it's going to be as detrimental as we've seen in the past. I don't think that's going to send us like down to 35 or anything. If anything, it'll send us down to 41 maybe 40.
What do you think is more powerful, the options expiring themselves or everybody getting freaked out about the options and
people
selling?
Being freaked out? That's what happens is people freak out. They're like, oh, I lost money. I'm done with this project.
Yeah. So it's the FUD, not so much the fundamental.
It's the psychology of that's the reason why billionaires can get so rich, is because they're counting on the fact that the psychology of the average retail investor is, oh, I lost money. I'm done. Cut my losses. Let's go.
Absolutely.
And
we can learn from that too, because the way that billionaire investors and massive banks and financial institutions manipulate the market and move the market to their advantage is they think about the market like one entity. They look at the market through the lens of mass psychology, and they pay attention to the market sentiment, two of the things we teach in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. They look at that, and it's very important to them, because if you understand the psychology behind the market, then you'll understand how the market might move. With that said, Tim, we got some super chats. Let's go ahead and read those.
We do. Oh, sorry. Oh, this first one's super exciting. So let's definitely give Tony a round of applause. He says, Tony420 Tokyo Bowl says, I'm getting married this weekend, boys. Woo! Let's go. Tony, join the ranks.
Good deal.
It's a great life.
Woo!
Great life. I recommend marriage to everyone. It's awesome. If you can learn to be selfless and serve that person and love them more than you even love yourself, it's a great life.
There you go.
Ryesh
You got it easy, though, Tim. You got a great wife.
I do. It makes life a little easier. Ryesh Scoundrel said, Tim, when you stepping up to ATB? I've been learning TA with you this year, and you're killing it. Thanks for the content, guys. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, Tim.
Man and I were talking about this yesterday. I think, and so what we need you guys to do is bombard Ben and TJ and DZ and everybody else that's associated with that channel to allow a Tim and Smay duo on Around the Blockchain.
That'd be pretty dope.
Smay and I will tag team the crap out of that show, and we will...
That'd be pretty dope.
It will be the highest rated show in the history of ATB.
Or even better. Guys, if you want, go bombard them. If they say no to Around the Blockchain, tell them to come on to Between Two Coins.
Hashtag Around
I want to get Ben on Between Two Coins.
ATB Takeover. Do it.
That's right.
Tweet it. Hashtag ATB Takeover. I'm putting it in chat.
Yeah, you got to help us out there. We're ready. I mean, we're just waiting for the call at this point. Ben, it's on your. Sometimes Ben watches, so Ben, come on,
Ben. You know, paintball is still something that we have not done. Gotta keep that in mind.
Lower time frame said, my bad, it was an autocorrect. Yes, I mean Smay. I meant Smay. Also, I'm paying for these super chats using the profits I made from CT2A.
Woo!
Great course. Thank you, Jeb, Beard, and Smay for all you guys do.
Thank you very much, the Lower Time Frames, for all the donations. He is talking about the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, where we teach everything that you need to know about technical analysis. Thank you very, very much for that super chat, my friend. We got Matt C, and then we have a very special thing that we need to talk about here in a second.
Yes.
That we will talk about here in a second, but we're going to talk about Matt C first. Let's do that.
I want to make sure, because it did not get put over here. I think Zach just missed it. Zach, if you're watching, I think you missed the Matt C one. But Matt C said, today I would like to be selfish and wish my wife a happy 22nd anniversary. By far the most successful thing in my life has been my marriage to this amazing woman. Thank you for fulfilling my life in ways I could never have imagined. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's getting all kinds
Matt C, you hit it right on.
Somebody hung a mistletoe in this.
Come on. Yeah, I
hope
hope his wife is watching.
Absolutely. Good deal,
I hope
Matt.
it's not in this
Congratulations, my
office.
friend.
One just came in, and I know what we can potentially do is delay this maybe a little bit. But Chemistry Bro said, we had another one just come in too. Take a peek at Solana ripping right now. I was looking over there just a second ago. Yeah, I mean, Solana's doing really well. It's at $75, heading back up, it looks like. Although, I would say...
Solana's up 10%.
It's different. It's different than the other things. The good news about what Solana did was it broke through a major level of resistance.
I'm looking at it right now.
Which is really nice. Even on the VPVR, it broke through. I mean, there's a good level of volume and price action happening right there between 70 to 73, and it's now setting at 75. So if it can hold that, that'd be awesome for Solana.
Absolutely. Good deal for Solana. All right, well, Tim, before we read the rest of those super chats, I think we have a very special announcement to make, and somebody already discovered it even before we announced it. Guys, we talked about this yesterday, so it's not really an announcement. It's more of a, hey, this is actually launching now. As we talked about yesterday, we are launching our very own membership program, and you guys are now able to access it, and we're really excited. We actually already had somebody join. Brandon Seagrave was the very first one.
Yeah.
How about that? Well, guys, Tim, can you kind of run over everything that's been going on behind the scenes with the membership program, and kind of how did we get here and what are people getting?
If you could picture a chicken running around with its head cut off, that was probably the imagery of our office trying to get this thing launched successfully. But I'm super excited it's coming. There's merch coming. I did get a message from our head of finance saying, hey, guys, the merch will be ready by the end of this week, I think. It's not ready yet today. End of, like,
next week.
Is it next week? Let me see the text one more time. He said within the week. So maybe he means within a week from today.
Within a week from today, yeah.
It's not available today just yet, but I think they'll be able to look at it.
Yeah, they should be able to when it pretty soon.
Okay. Either way, we're working on fixing that. But that membership stuff is open. It's awesome.
It is.
As we talked about yesterday, it's just a way for you guys to be a part of what we're doing here. No pressure to be in there. There's not like going to be this shift to where we start moving a lot of juicy, amazing content over to that.
Yeah.
And take it. We are still going to, what it's going to allow us to do is actually add to the amount of content we can produce for you guys. So I'm super excited about it. You guys should be super excited about it. Go take a look. Doesn't hurt to click on it and just look.
Yeah, so. I can show. Let me go ahead and show them what we are looking at really quickly, Smay. If you can jump onto my screen, I will show them on my YouTube feed, because whenever we're streaming, you guys see it all the time. I'm sitting here watching chat. If you scroll down, there's now this little join button right here, and if you click on it, it's going to play this video, which is where I go over all of the different perks, but there are 5 different tiers. We have the Jedi Younglings, the Padawans, the Knights, the Masters, and the Grandmasters, and they all come with their own perks. I'll go ahead and read from them right here. Your Jedi Younglings are going to get exclusive wallpapers, they're going to get loyalty badges, and they're also going to get custom emojis, which we're going to be making a ton of. There's 4 right now, but we're going to be making even more of them coming up. You're going to get access to exclusive wallpapers. You're also going to get 5% off on our merchandise once that launches here in a little over a week. You're going to get access to members-only polls, because we want to see what you guys want. We want to make sure we're providing the kind of content that you guys want. We're going to poll the entire audience all the time, of course, but every once in a while, we're going to poll the members and see what they would like to see. And also in our bi-weekly newsletter, you guys are going to get a mention for being a member on the channel. Jumping up to our Jedi Padawans, you guys are going to get access to everything before that, but you're also going to get access to a Crypto Jeb sticker, a monthly live Q&A with me, and you're also going to get 10% off on all of the merchandise over on our store that is launching pretty soon. Down here at the Jedi Knights tier, you guys are going to get access to everything previous to that, but you're also going to be getting access to your very own coffee and crypto mug. I cannot wait to get one of these things, guys. Yes. It looks really cool. It's coming soon. Make sure to check that out. You're also going to get your name mentioned here on the stream, and you're going to get 25% off all of the merchandise. Down here to the Jedi Masters, you guys are going to get a $50 credit for webinars, which we will be doing about once a month from now on, and you're going to be getting 30% off all of the merchandise. And down here at Grandmaster, you guys will get everything from the previous perks, and you'll get a personalized video from yours truly, me. You're going to get your name written on the HODL trophy so that your name will be part of the victory for whoever wins the weekly price predictions, and you're going to get 50% off on merchandise once a month, so make sure to check this out. We very much appreciate the people that have already joined. And I'm really looking forward to this membership program and all of the people that are going to be joining it and all of the fun that we're going to have. Guys, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait because we've got some really cool things coming for that. What else do you think people need to know about that, Tim?
You think you hit it right on the head. I mean, Smay, did he miss anything?
I have a question. Somebody said in the question, they said, do you get one every month? And I guess I'm assuming they're talking about the
discount?
The discount?
The discount, you get one a month.
You get one coupon code a month.
Yes.
And also, if you were possibly talking about the mug or any of the merch items, you do get it once. It's not every month.
I mean, you don't need like 20 million.
Yeah, you don't need like.
I don't think you would want a
I don't think you need a new mug every month.
Yeah,
it's the same mug, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you will get one discount a month that you can use on everything. So make sure to go ahead and check that out, guys. We got some more super chats we can run through really quickly, and then we will go ahead and
Did we talk about the on-chain analysis stuff?
We're gonna get to that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's do super chats and we'll get there because I have a thought about some of that stuff.
Good.
Himanshu Agarwal. Great name. I hope I said it right. Are there any platforms available in U.S. for option trading on crypto? Also, what prices would you suggest scooping up more ADA, TIA?
Cardano.
Thank you in advance, I think.
Cardano, I would be looking at the Cardano. Frankly, I'd be very careful of buying in right now. What was the other one? Options trading. I don't personally trade options, so I don't want to give a recommendation on that. I know of some, but since I've never used one, I don't want to give a shout out to any of them just because I'm not very familiar with them.
No, I don't know. As far as price for scooping up ADA.
Price for scooping up ADA, I would be very careful about buying ADA right now. If you're looking to buy it for the long run, sure, buy it whenever. But if you're trying to trade it, I would not be buying right now.
Currently, Cardano's sitting at 263. As we've said before, I'm not saying break the bank to do this. 250. There's also strong support at 241, 240. So that's why if you bought it at 250 and it took a little bit of a dump back down to 240, it's not the end of the world. I think a region anywhere between 240 and 250 is a good region. One of the things, though, as I mentioned before, I think I said this on the show, and I said this to Manny the other day, I have made the mistake in the past of going a little pessimistic with my buying opportunities and missing it by slim margins. Like, literally, there was a Bitcoin trade that I missed the buying window by $50, and of course, I was sleeping, and the price rallied, I think, 24% overnight.
Well, Tim, there's your problem. You're not allowed to sleep if you're trading.
I need to fix that.
That's literal advice. Do not sleep on a trade because you will get messed up.
I put a buy in, and when it hit close to my buy-in was at night while I was asleep. It hit like 11 p.m. And then during that 11 p.m. to like 6 a.m., it rallied and I was like, okay, I'm not going to buy in now after a 24% rally in the matter of 6 hours.
It's true. Makes sense.
So I should have gone a little bit higher and allowed myself to have a little bit of dip. Either way, I hope that answers that question. Crypto Bull Doge says, thoughts on Crypto Island token just released, first ever decentralized private island that holders co-own. They may have major celebs lined up. Development fully doxed and MC only 3 million, I think is 3M. First of its kind.
I have not seen that,
not
so I don't know about that.
With.
That's interesting. Really quickly, let's go ahead and shout out all of the new members who have just joined. We got 4 of them already.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and read those. The very first person who joined before we even announced it was Brandon Seagrave, who joined as a Jedi Knight. So welcome very much to the membership program. And also, if we scroll down here, let me see. There was also
Leo Timms.
Leo Timms was number 2. Shout out to Leo Timms for being number 2. Alex A was number 3 as a Jedi youngling, and Shadrach Frost.
He's been here for a while.
A long-time fan, joined as a Jedi youngling.
Shadrach.
We very much appreciate that, Shadrach, and we appreciate all of you guys for joining.
One more super chat, and then we'll move on. Junior Ramirez said, good morning, gents. Shout out to Brian Kasky that turned me onto your channel, and Lux Algo. CT2A coming in with profits from Anchor last night. Much love to you. God bless.
Let's go. God bless you too, my friend. Thank you very much. Now, let's go ahead and wrap out with some of these final on-chain metrics that we want to look at. I'm going to run through these relatively quickly here. The very first one that I want to talk about are the supply held by entities with balance between 1,000 and 10,000 Bitcoin. In other words, the whale wallets. Whale wallets have started evacuating those wallets, and they have started to sell Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, or at least moving it out of these wallets. Notice as the price has been increasing here, the number of whales holding Bitcoin has been decreasing. This is a little bit concerning because normally in a big uptrend like we saw earlier on this year and later last year, the whale wallets start accumulating more and more and more. So is this a sign that the whales are not very confident in this rally? Personally, I think it is, and I think this might be a signal that we're going to head lower. We're going to talk about that here in a second, but I also want to mention one final on-chain metric, which are the inflows onto exchange, which the inflows on exchange have been massively picking up. So, Tim, I'm going to give my take, but I want to hear yours first. The inflows onto exchange have been picking up big time, and the whale wallets seem to be selling or moving their Bitcoin from their whale wallets. What do these two on-chain metrics mean, and how much weight should we give them?
All right, so when I was looking at the chart, did you just show? I can't see what you has on your screen. Did you show them the chart of when those inflows were happening?
Yes. I can show it again though.
Look at the time of it. It's as we're on our way up to 50. It's like as we're like approaching 50. We're reading it today. CoinDesk is posting it today. CoinDesk has some phenomenal articles that are sometimes 2 or 3 days delayed.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that those metrics were showing whales putting inflows into the market to take profits at 50 because they want it to dip back down to that 46, or I mean, maybe they're hoping for that $40,000 level to come back in. I don't think that metric shows that right now at 46,000, or again, we're back up to 47,000 is where they're taking their profits right now. 47 is actually kind of a weird place to take those profits. Why would they want to take those profits now instead of taking them back around 250?
Right.
I actually, this is a region where a lot of people are sitting and waiting, which is part of my reason for thinking that we're not going to drop below 46, 45.5. I think we could rally down a little bit because we have some bears shorting. There's always going to be, we're going to be on our way up to 100. We're going to have people shorting the entire time.
Sure.
Getting
wrecked.
Yeah. But I don't think this is a selling opportunity. I mean, at the 47, I'm just being honest. Long-term buying opportunity. If you're DCA, if you're doing dollar cost averaging, buy-in because that's part of your, strategy. But if you're just saying, let me find a good buy-in point, I don't think 47,200, 300, wherever we're at right now, is the right buying opportunity. I also don't think if you're sitting here saying, where should I sell and take profits or where should I short? I don't think 47,300 is a good spot for that either.
Yeah.
This is a sit and wait opportunity, which backs up the concept of why I think 46,000, 45.5 is probably where we're going to bounce before we resume this bull run. I don't think that metric is actually showing us what is happening today. I think it's showing us what was happening 2, 3, 4 days ago.
Yeah, and that's important, guys, because things move very quickly. So here's what I think. Bitcoin is seeing a lot of inflows right now, or at least it was a few days ago. I think a lot of people were looking to sell this rally because, by the way, we rallied so far so quick and didn't have a correction. I think it makes sense we're going to see inflows. However, I also think it makes sense that people are going to be buying the dip, whether it's at $46,000 or $42,000 remains to be seen, but I do think that Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency markets are going to rally quite a bit. Now, the thing that I do want to keep an eye on here are the whale wallets moving Bitcoin out of their wallets. Now, a lot of these institutions, what they'll do is they'll take their cryptocurrency out of one single wallet and diversify it so that they don't show up on a metric like this, and then they blend in with the crowd. So that might be part of what's been going on for the last 6 months as whales have been holding less. Also, of course, there is naturally going to be some distribution action going on as so many different whales and new institutions are getting into the cryptocurrency market. So I think that plays a role also. But I do think that it is some selling. I think some institutions are saying, okay, we're up 70%. Boom, we bought the bottom. Let's sell some, and sure, we'll buy back in, but let's go ahead and take those profits. Yeah. I think we're seeing a lot of these whales also acting like traders, and they're trying to sell this top and buy back in lower. I don't think these are very bearish long-term indicators, but for the next couple of days, they could be reasons why Bitcoin would drop below $46,000 if it does. I'm in the camp that it's probably going to drop below 46. I know a lot of people, including Tim, don't think it's going to, but I'd love to hear your take. There is a poll in the chat.
When I say I don't think so, it's not that I'm 100% certain. I would put myself at 60-40. I think 60% of me thinks we're not going to go below, but if we do, there's a 40%, in my opinion, chance of that happening. But the other thing I was going to say was, even what you just said, we're kind of going through maybe a distribution phase, or a distribution not phase, sorry, distribution. I think we are at the tail end, not even tail end. I think we're in the middle of phase E of a Wyckoff accumulation phase, which is still, just so you guys realize, during the downside of an accumulation phase, the whales, because that's what we were just talking about, the whales, what the whales are doing with their money, they are always selling and buying.
Yep.
Always. The question is, are they selling more than they're buying? And then in the uptick of the accumulation phase, even though phase E is it's working ourselves out of the accumulation phase, it's still part of the accumulation phase.
Yep.
And all that's saying is that they're buying more than they're selling. So it makes perfect sense, according to what Wyckoff taught us, that they would still be making sales at certain points simply to be able to buy more.
Yeah.
Like just because a whale sells doesn't mean that means the bear market is upon us. They're selling so that the price comes down a little bit so they can use that profit to buy even more and cheaper. Accumulate, because they understand it's not about the US dollars in my account. If I'm really excited about an asset, it's about how much of that asset I have.
Yep.
So they're thinking, what can I do to get more of that asset in my portfolio?
Absolutely.
This is all part of the plan.
Yep.
This is not new and
by the way, that's what we should be doing. We should be like the little feeder sharks that follow the great white and tag along with them, and if they want the market to go down, then let's look to buy. If they want the market to go up, then let's look for a great selling opportunity. Really quickly, guys, I want to shout out our new members also. Win Peoples just joined as a Jedi Padawan. Derek Fedon, I believe I said that right, joined as a Jedi Youngling. And also, if we scroll down here a little bit, SMC joined as a Jedi Padawan. I know who that is. I'm not going to dox them and say who that is, but thank you very much, all three of you, for joining. We very much appreciate your support with the new membership program. Yeah. It is really helpful, and we're really looking forward to everything we're going to do with that.
We missed a super chat from Sean Burns Jr. So he said, is there any charts that show the value of NFTs in general? And if not, how can you track that? That's a great question.
Over on CoinMarketCap, there is a list here for NFTs, but it's really talking about NFT exchanges. I'm not the biggest follower of the NFT market. The NFT market has been exploding right now. A lot of it has to do with transactional volume on the different NFT exchanges. So that's where I would probably go to look at how well those markets are doing. Yeah.
Then we've had almost 2,600 votes on the Bitcoin to 42,000.
I know. I see that. Thank you guys for
voting. And it was looking 51% says no, we're not going to 42.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yep.
I could be totally wrong. Well, guys, we got to go over price predictions.
Yes, we do. Those. Yes, I'm very excited about those price predictions.
I bet you are.
You know what? I unfortunately though do not have my thing pulled up.
You don't have your thing pulled up.
I dropped the ball, guys. I dropped it. Give me just literally 1 second, and I will get.
Tim doesn't have his thing pulled up.
So I should have kept it on the paper that I made.
That's true.
Listen, hey, it's okay.
Mr. Fancy Technology Guy.
Give me a second.
Mr. Fancy Technology Guy.
They're with me. They got it. HODL Trophy. Here we go.
HODL
All right, guys. So we have one more day. We have less than 24 hours until we announce potentially the crown winner of the HODL Trophy, unless Jeb wins. So let me start with what it would need for Jeb to win.
I don't think I'm going to win.
Jeb is in a window on Bitcoin that it has to be above 50,400 but below 50,900, which, doing the math, is a $500 window. For him to win Bitcoin, not going to happen.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
So he's not getting that one. On Ethereum, Jeb needs it to be above 3,675. Not going to happen. So right there, we just eliminated you, but I'll go ahead and say what you need for Cardano. To win Cardano, Jeb needs to have it get above $3.30. Not going to happen. Jeb, you are probably, it's not yet. Technically miracles happen.
Yep.
But you're eliminated from the competition.
I believe I'm eliminated from the competition. Looks like we're going to have a crown victor
For
tomorrow.
Smay to win, Bitcoin needs to be above 50,900. Could it happen? Maybe.
Maybe.
Will it happen? No. So I think it's pretty safe to say I'm most likely going to win Bitcoin, just unless there's just a massive rally overnight which for my bank account would be amazing.
Yeah.
Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up.
On Ethereum. Oh my gosh. On Ethereum, Smay only needs it to stay below 3,350 and 25 cents. I do believe, barring again a massive rally, safe to say, Smay, you will probably win Ethereum. Congratulations.
Let's go.
But then we get to old Cardano.
Oh.
No.
For Smay to win Cardano, it needs to get to $3.
Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to see a Tim win tomorrow. And just so you guys know the statistics on that, 3 weeks ago, I had 1 win compared to Jeb's 2 and Smay's 3. It takes 4 wins to win the Huddle Trophy. If I win tomorrow, that is 4 wins. It was the comeback of a lifetime. That is the down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
But I got LeBron James. And
hold on.
We pulled out the W.
Oh.
I need to speak to the whales real quick.
Wales.
Gosh.
Pump it.
All right, I think we're gonna see a massive Bitcoin
we told
rally.
the whales that they need to
Yeah,
pump it.
we're about to see
Tim,
a massive
it's over.
Bitcoin
It's
rally.
over.
I know,
It's
that
gonna
was-
be for
that
me.
was rough for me.
It's gonna be me. I'm gonna win now. Those whales love me.
Oh, I'm gonna win
got a
now.
team of
I was
whales.
the one who called them.
I literally have a team of whales.
I'll have to just call BitBoy's guy and maybe he'll manipulate the price for me.
Gosh.
Oof. All right, well, guys, that's all we got for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you, everybody, for all of the support. We've been working very hard on the membership program and all the merchandise that'll be launching here relatively soon. What's up, Tim?
Watch tomorrow's show.
Oh, yeah.
Watch tomorrow's show.
Yes. Don't forget to watch tomorrow's show.
What's
happening tomorrow's show?
What's happening?
Watch tomorrow's
Watch
show.
tomorrow's
What are you
show.
planning?
Not watch tomorrow's show.
What are you
Don't
planning?
not watch tomorrow's
What are you
show.
planning? I don't even know.
I agree. Watch tomorrow's show.
That's my secret and my secret alone.
I just don't know why, but
What?
watch tomorrow's show.
What?
Yep.
I think
Last show, last Coffee and Crypto in this office.
that's true.
But that's not the only special part about it. So watch tomorrow's show.
This is last.
Hold
Tomorrow is
on,
the
hold on,
last
what's going
episode
on?
in
What?
this studio. Guys, that's all we got for you today. I hope you did enjoy. Thank you very much to all of our new members. That's going to do it for today's video. Before I go, though, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at CryptoJeb and on TikTok at CryptoJebOfficial. You thought I was going to roll the outro. Well, now I am. Before I go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.